Us teachers do what we do because we have a passion to help children thrive, right? We are in it for the good feelings we get and the help we provide, but not the pay. Teachers are often broke. We don't always make nearly as much as we're worth, yet we keep doing it for the love of the profession. That doesn't mean you have to live like a broke teacher forever. I'm going to show you how to make it big even if you stick with the most meaningful yet most underpaid job in the world. Here are 5 financial tips for broke teachers. What is a broke teacher? First, let's look at what is a broke teacher. Sure, we get paid like any other job, but most of us make much less than the work we do. Teachers don't just come in and punch a clock, sit at a desk, do their one task and go home. Then again, there are some that do, unfortunately. But no, we do everything. We are on the minute we walk in the door, and our job just doesn't stop when we leave the building. We are constantly grading papers, answering emails, and creating lesson plans. Yet most of us live paycheck to paycheck, relying on the next paycheck to cover our bills. We don't have large enough emergency funds or money to cover unexpected expenses. We might have a retirement fund, but that's only because our jobs provide a 403B. How the pandemic impacted us, teachers. As if being underpaid isn't bad enough. Now we have the pandemic and it's costing us more money. But why? Students need us now more than ever. And if you're like me and had to teach from home, you may have chosen to buy some equipment just to make your classroom work. I had to invest in a few things, especially for the 8+ hours I had to sit in front of a computer screen. I wanted to keep my classroom as upbeat and helpful for the students as possible. I still mailed them treats and used visuals and had to buy supplies even though we weren't in the physical classroom. And all of this fell on me. Believe me, I tried to get reimbursed from my school and that was not happening. Since I work in one of the lowest paid jobs, this hurt. To make more money, I would either have to go back to school, get another master's degree, or take more coursework, neither of which I have time for or money. So I had to think outside of the box to come up with ways to improve my personal finances. Here's what I've done. Tip number 1, create a budget. No one should operate without a budget. Your money needs a roadmap, something to tell you where and how to spend your money. Figure out how much money you bring in and what you spend each month and allocate it accordingly. You may find you have to cut back on certain categories as you crunch the numbers. At first, this doesn't feel good, but when you see that cutting back allows you to put money in your emergency account, rainy day fund, or invest for retirement, it gets a lot easier. Tip number 2, start a side hustle. I know, as a teacher, you are already working too many hours, but it's time to take control of your time. A side hustle can be something related to your job, like creating worksheets for Teachers Pay Teachers or being an online tutor, or something completely unrelated to give your mind a break. I've started a Teachers Pay Teachers account, and it's been a great side hustle. Driving for Uber, shopping for Instacart, or even doing some freelance work online are all great ways to bring in extra cash. Many teachers have taken to the likes of Fiverr or Upwork to start selling products and services online. If you want something completely mindless, answer surveys online or get paid to watch videos. They won't make you rich, but every penny does count. Tip number 3, get out of debt. If you use a credit card as an extension of your income, please stop. You should only charge what you can pay off in full each month. If you're in debt, figure out a plan and get out. There's something called the debt snowball method. It's where you make a minimum payment on each credit card and any extra money in your budget goes towards the first credit card. Keep paying the extra money to the first card until you pay it off in full. Next, take the exact amount you paid to the first card and add it to the minimum payment on the second card. But here's David Ramsey's scripted 4-step debt snowball method. Step number 1, list your debts from smallest to largest regardless of the interest rate. Step 2, make minimum payments on all of your debts except the smallest. Step 3, pay as much as possible on your smallest debt. Step 4, repeat until each debt is paid in full. The faster you get out of debt, the more money you'll have for your future. It's worth the sacrifice to get out of debt. Feel free to look online. There's so many different get out of debt strategies that you may be interested in and want to try. Tip number 4, cut back on expenses. Cutting back on expenses sounds like a sacrifice, but it's not. It's getting smart about your money. Look at your spending. Pull your bank statements from the last 12 months. Now, be honest with yourself. Where could you cut back? Here are a few ideas on some places to cut back. Changing fitness memberships. Technically, working out from home can be free, but if you must have a gym, get a cheap gym membership. You do not need to be in a posh gym that charges $100 for a post-workout protein shake. Okay, yes, I'm over-exaggerating with the numbers, but you get my point. Shop for cheaper home or car insurance. Stop going to coffee shops or eating out often. Grocery shop with coupons or shop sales. Shop for a cheaper cell phone plan. Look at where you spend the most money and think about how you can either cut it out or cut back on that expense. Tip number 5, set a budget for classroom spending. If you're like me, it's easy to spend and overspend on your classroom. But don't do it. Please don't do it. Set a budget at the start of the year and stick to it. If you need more supplies or other items for your classroom, find a way to fundraise. You'd be surprised at how many parents are willing to pitch in and help broke teachers like us. And if you're at a school where the money is in the budget, feel free to connect with your admin to see if they can contribute extra funds to your classroom. You are in one of the most rewarding professions that exist today. Don't let the low pay get you down. Think outside of the box and use the steps mentioned to stop being that broke teacher and start living your life, planning for your future, and enjoying your job at the same time. Be sure to check out my goodies I have for you in the description below. Like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. See you soon in the next video.